This is part 2 of how to run your brain and therefore how to run your life more effectively. If you've not watched part 1 yet, be a good time to do that right now, because this is going to make a lot more sense after you've watched that. Remember that last time we asked the question, what is the bottom line here? And the whole purpose of that question is to turn your communication from a brain dump, which is difficult to follow, into 1 or 2 simple sentences which are very easy to understand. Let's say that you hired me as your coach, and you might say to me, my garden's a mess, my kitchen needs painting, and I'm so busy at work that I haven't got the time or the energy to fix any of these things. And great, that's really nice, concise, clear communication, and I understand exactly what you want. Or do I? Maybe you're asking me to recommend you a gardener, or perhaps you want to talk about your sleep patterns. That might help increase your energy. Or maybe we should talk about nutrition or your exercise routine first. Or maybe you're asking me in a roundabout way, would you come round and help me with the painting? So maybe I don't know what you want after all. But hey, I'm here to help, so I'll make a guess, but that's not any guarantee that you're going to get what you want. But I won't do that, because a coach's job is to ask questions, lots and lots of questions, until we get down to the real nitty-gritty. What is the one thing, and it's usually a very simple thing, that if we can make progress on it, will make a real big impact on your life right now? Let's go back to communicating with your subconscious. And when we do, it does communicate back to you. But we don't have the luxury of this backwards and forwards communication. There's no two-way interaction of questions and answers here. So instead, it goes off and it does what it thinks that you want. And it might be right and it might not be. Now, I'm guessing there's been a few times in the past where you've left it to chance and not got the result that you wanted. So the question is, are you going to keep leaving things to chance, or are you going to make your communication more targeted? So remember that question, what is the bottom line here? The one that makes your communication much more understandable. Well, the next stage is equally as simple. So if you really did say to me, my garden needs tidying, my kitchen needs painting, I haven't got the time or energy to do anything about it, then my response to you, which is the second part of this strategy on running your brain more effectively, would be, now turn that into a question. And you might say to me, can you help me with my time management strategies, please? And bingo, now I know exactly what you want. But notice, if I'd helped you to find a gardener, if we talked about your sleep or your nutrition or your exercise routine, or even if I'd got a paintbrush out and come to help you paint the kitchen, it might have been useful, but you wouldn't have got what you wanted. By turning it into a question, it makes it completely unambiguous what it is that you want. Questions are the most powerful communication tool that we have, bar none. When we're communicating with other people, asking them questions helps us get to that point where it's absolutely 100% clear on what it is that they want. When we're communicating with ourselves, asking questions literally instructs our subconscious mind to go out and look for answers for us. If you were to say, I don't feel very motivated, it might be perfectly clear to you what you want, but it might not be to your subconscious mind, because remember, it has the intellect and the understanding of an 8-year-old. If instead you were to say, I want to feel, how can I feel more motivated? What can I do to find some motivation? Then it becomes a lot clearer, and it becomes an instruction for your subconscious mind to go out and look for answers to that question. It's like programming your own personal radar to be on the hunt for answers. Think about this. What's the difference between saying, I'm practicing my piano every day but not making any progress, and asking the question, how can I make more progress with my piano playing? One of them is likely to lead you towards new things to try, and the other is just likely to leave you feeling rubbish. So the whole strategy for running your brain more effectively is very simple. Part 1, if you find that your thinking is complex, over-involved, or difficult to understand, ask yourself the question, what is the bottom line here? Part 2, once you get that down to just 1 or 2 sentences, turn the whole thing into a question. And that's it. Now you're programming your subconscious mind to go and find what you want rather than leaving it to chance. And isn't it great when something that is so powerful is also incredibly simple? Share your thoughts and comments. And if you like the content I'm creating here, please help me by reposting on your timeline so that I can get the message out to more people. I've had some great feedback on the videos so far. I'd love to hear your feedback as well, because knowing that people are watching this and knowing how useful people are finding it is what keeps motivating me to produce more content. I'll see you soon.